Evening, everybody. It's Yankee Wally here. Do you know, I had to have a drink of whiskey before I had the courage to come back online. It's not easy to put yourself out there. I mean, it could be easy for if people were, there's been a lot of AI, artificial intelligence, where people are using fake voices, fake information. Everything is the internet is a great way of finding out who's real and who's fake. And I think the only reason that I've got so many friends online is because I'm not a fake. I couldn't be a fake. And since I last made a video, do you remember Iris, my cat, Iris, who had a son who had 3 kittens, one of which was Trippy, who lost his leg because of his mother's, Iris's, umbilical cord being wrapped tight around his ankle. Me, I just left them alone because I thought that that was the right thing to do. And I never noticed that his leg was getting cut off from a blood supply. When that was found out, I picked him up after about 2 weeks, after she had the 3 kittens, and his little paw fell down into the basket that I'd made for them. And that was terrible. I'm not even going to try and explain how guilty I felt from that day to this. So anyway, Trippy had his leg amputated and he got spayed. He's a boy, so I don't know what that means, but he got spayed. And also Iris got spayed. And I gave the other 2 kittens away and kept Iris and Trippy. Now, if I'm perfectly honest here, they never got on. But yet, Trippy respected his mother so much that she had first dibs at the food. She always liked a little bit of wet food and a bit of dry food, and she was a fussy eater. But Trippy, he'd just eat what she left behind, but he'd never touch her wet food, so he became a dry food cat. So after about a year, Iris, who was always longing, she was a pedigree, and she always wanted to be number one. And one of the neighbours, because she was so beautiful, and she really was beautiful, so lovely to look at, a pure joy to behold. And one of the neighbours called Anne, I'm going to call her Anne without an E, and I'll call the other one Anne with an E. They were neighbours, they were friends. And Anne without the E, she always made a fuss at Iris, and Iris was going over there. And I don't know what she was giving her or I don't know, but Iris couldn't get enough of it and kept going over there. And Iris and Trippy never got on. So Iris liked to always be the number one. And I did my best. But of course, I also had Trippy, who now had 3 legs. And he was in a bit of a state and he became very nervous of things. So anyway, I kept saying to this Anne, stop feeding her, and she will come home. Because there was no food out of my price range when it came to my cats. Nothing. I give them everything that they wanted. So anyway, Iris kept going back and forth, and every time she came back, she was more and more savage toward me. Trippy was nervous. He didn't know what to do. And in the end, I think that Iris was destined to be with Anne. I should have gone and got her, I know, but I having trouble walking and getting over there. Even though she didn't live that far away, she was still in the same housing complex that I'm in. But I found it very hard to walk, and I didn't want the confrontation. I couldn't take any confrontation. And I always wanted what was best for Iris and best for Trippy. So I thought to myself, well, maybe this is for the best. Maybe it's better that she goes and goes where she's number one. So yeah, I gave up. I did give up because they fussed over her so much that I thought, well, that's what Iris has always wanted. She's always been jealous of Trippy, and Trippy's always been very subservient to Iris. I don't know. Cats are really strange, aren't they? They they know things. They're very intuitive animals. People underestimate cats. And cats, when you're older, and if you've got a cat, they are your life. You talk to them, they listen to you. They don't understand you, but they listen, and they look into your eyes, and sometimes they just know that you love them. I know they do. Anyway, in the end, Iris stayed over there. Then I had was it a visit from Anne? Or no, not a text. She didn't have my phone number. I can't remember how it happened, but anyway, the other Anne, her neighbour, Anne with an E, because she was quite snobby, she came over one day and she said, well, we want to take Iris to the vet to get her checked and everything, but we can't because she's microchipped. I thought, yeah, there you go, see. And she said, would you sign Iris over to us, to the other Anne? Oh, the other Anne died. That's what I meant to tell you. I think I told you in the last video. The other Anne had died, and the Anne with an E had offered to give her to her granddaughter, Rebecca. And I thought to myself, and she kept saying how much Rebecca loved her and everything. By this time, it had been a whole year since I'd seen Iris. And I thought, well, if Iris, I asked if she was happy, and she said, oh, Rebecca adores her. She's a nurse in a hospital in Newport. So I said, well, okay. I cried terrible. But I also thought that they tried to bring Iris back to me at this point, and Iris was like a little savage. She was biting me, and I still got a scar on my wrist to this day, which I will treasure forever. So anyway, a couple of weeks later, since the last video, she came over and she had in her hand a pad, like a writing pad. And she'd written my address down and she'd written my name down, which she knew. She didn't have my phone number and she didn't have my signature. And she asked me if I would sign Iris over to her because Iris, they wanted to register her with a vet and so on and so forth. So I said to her, well, listen, I know she's microchipped to me and I bought that cat. I said, I went all the way up to Manchester, 5 hours on a train, and I bought her for £600. At the time, I thought, I want a pretty cat. Now I look back and I think, how stupid you were, Sadie. How stupid. Why does it matter how pretty a cat is? They'll all love you. So anyway, but at the same time, I'd lost Iris. I had Iris's son, Trippy. The other two I'd given away. So I said to her, well, listen, I bought that cat for 600 and I said, I think it's only fair that if you want me to sign her over to you, that you pay me. I don't know why I said it. I've never put my cats before money. Put the money before my cats. But at the same time, I was angry, actually, that when I'd asked them not to feed her, they'd fed her. They'd even bought her a little puffy cushion so that she could sit on a cushion. Somebody told me that and she denied it, but then she admitted it. This was Anne without the E, who died of cancer. And I couldn't be sorry. I was almost like I thought, well, yeah, you deserved that. But when the Anne with an E, whose granddaughter Rebecca had now taken Iris, she said, "How much do you want?" And I said, "Well, half, 300. So she gave me 300, and I signed Iris over to her. And the very next day, I think it was, that Trippy started, my other cat, her son, biting himself, pulling all his fur out and being a real little rascal. And I thought, what's going on here now? This isn't right. He missed his mother. Did he know that she'd gone for good? Did he know that I'd signed her over? I put the £300 in my purse. I still haven't touched it to this day. And it was 2 weeks later. I don't know if it was that. Hold on, let me just look at the messages. I don't want to read this. I really don't want to read this. But I'm going to have to. This is going to upset me, but I'm going to read it. Oh, God, help us. Anyway, there we go. Hi, Sadie, it's Rhiannon. I'm sorry, I thought your name was Rebecca. Anne and Jimmy's granddaughter. I hope you don't mind me messaging you, and I'm sorry for the late message. I want to tell you that we had to put Iris to sleep on Tuesday. She threw up in the morning and continued to not be herself throughout the day. We took her to the vets and she seemed lethargic. She allowed her legs to dangle when held. She had a low temperature and a galloping heart rhythm. After paying for blood tests, the vet said she had heart failure and wasn't responding to any medication or oxygen. We were given 2 options, to put her to sleep or to pay for an x-ray to see exactly where the problem lied. But she had a 20% chance of surviving the night, and the state she was in, the x-ray might have caused her to become agitated and past urine. Especially being an elderly girl, they said they felt she was definitely a lot older than 11. We felt we had no option but to end her suffering. We are devastated and heartbroken. Our home isn't the same without her, and we miss her every minute. We have paid for a box with her ashes inside. I just thought it was best that you knew and that she's safe in heaven. And I said, thank you for letting me know, Rebecca. Did I call her Rebecca? Oh, Rhiannon. I cannot speak at the moment. My heart is totally shattered. I know you loved her. I only did what I thought was best for her. What a terribly sad ending. Thank you so much for making her last days so easy for her. I can't believe this. I'm so gutted. There you go. That's what happened. And God, I tell you, it's the worst feeling in the world. I can't believe. And then I started thinking, why is Trippy pulling his fur out? Why did Iris just give up and die? And then I thought, even though those two fought together, they snarled at each other, and Trippy was never disrespectful to her. He was afraid of her. And, she had first dibs of the food. I thought, you know what, even though it was not a good relationship between them, with me in between them as the mother, that was their life. That's what they knew. And subsequently, that's what they needed. Routine, the same old thing. Cats like the same old thing. So that's what happened, and I just completely lost it. Because it was guilt, it was everything. It was, how could I do that to my cat? How could I put a price on her head? I was all she knew. I don't believe she was older than 11. I believe she was a year older than what the owners told me when they sold her to me. But I don't believe that she was as old as they say. And I loved her. I totally loved her. So there you are. That's what happened, and I lost my, I'm just trying to look for some pictures of her. I just lost my way a bit, because when you've only got cats, that's all you've got, isn't it? You know? Here we are, they're in here somewhere. That's Trippy. He's lost all his fur now. He's like one of those bald parrots. But I'm working on him. He's now wearing, poor little bugger, he's now wearing one of those donuts round his neck, those soft things. And I just show you my Iris, my beautiful girl. She's in heaven now, and I hope that there's Trippy with his 3 little legs. I'll get him back to that by 2 weeks' time. I reckon. There's Iris. Oh my God. Oh, this Spike. When you're on your own and you don't have family, you got to there's Spike. You can't help but love the people that are in your life. Oh, he's absolutely beautiful. So it's just me and Trippy now, and subsequently I tried to come off the antidepressants because they were affecting me badly. And I went down and down and down on the prescription, and I completely lost it then. I with Iris going and me trying to come off the antidepressants, I just wasn't in a very good position. Subsequently, I was a bit of a, oh, how can I say it? I don't want to say that I had a breakdown, but I did, I suppose. I couldn't even, I didn't want to speak to anybody because I didn't want anybody to think, feel sorry for me. I didn't want that. Anyway, last but not least, I'd like to say thank you to Val, my friend Val, the one that bought me the iPad it's not an iPad, it's a Samsung pad. I can't use it at the moment. They seem to have locked down or tried to put into deep sleep my camera and everything because I haven't used it in so long. So I'm on my phone. But thank you, Val, for the Christmas parcel, 2 Christmas parcels that you sent to me. I've still got them, of course. They're still almost full. I haven't eaten hardly anything. And also to Paula. Not Paula, sorry, Alice. Alice Sings, for sending me some money. I don't need anything from anybody. I honestly don't. I don't want anything. I'm fine. But I'd just like to say thank you to Alice and Val for your such kind gifts for Christmas. And I'm keeping them for Christmas. In fact, I've ordered some stuff from Asda delivery for Christmas. And I ate 6, what are they called? Yorkshire puddings tonight. And do you know what else I ordered? I ordered Welsh whiskey. I thought, why not? I'll have a bottle of Welsh whiskey. Well, tonight, I think I drank a quarter of the big bottle of Welsh whiskey. Bloody hell. It tasted like peat. Like it had been underground for 50 years. But it was all right. I drank it because I thought I got to get the courage to talk to you. I'm here on my own for all over Christmas. I'm totally, me and Trippy are on our own. I like it that way. I could not even accept an offer of Christmas. I couldn't do it. I'm better off on my own. And I like being on my own. And I can, well, I've been watching everything, haven't I? On the YouTube. I don't watch telly anymore. There's no bloody point. But I've been watching all sorts of things going on in the world. And it's not a nice place to be right now, is it? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that until at least my next, what's the word? My next video. Right there, I'm trying very hard. Oh, there's Sandy there, Sandy South. There she is with a Welsh flag on her. Love you, Sandy. And I will be back. I will be back over Christmas. I've decided, listen to my nose. It's bloody blocked. Oh my God, what a mess. Hold on. My chest is so much better. Hang on one sec. Oh, that's better. My chest is better. I'm better. Everything's better, except I've lost Iris, and that did completely break me, to be honest, because here I am now with 300 quid in my purse, and I can't spend it because the guilt is too much. That woman, that Anne without the E, the one that died of cancer, I'll tell her what I'll tell you now. Please don't ever feed some other old woman's cat, because they will follow you because they want something new and exciting. But don't forget, there's a person that loves them at their home. And no matter what food I bought for Iris, which, the dried chicken that she loved, which was £120 a kilo, I bought it. I didn't care. And I'm only mentioning the price because I want you to know that money and their food didn't matter. I never, ever watched the price when it came to their food and what they liked. So, please remember that there's somebody that loves that cat and somebody that isn't going to just say, oh, great, you've got my cat, look after it, feed it. No, it doesn't work like that. Cat's a substitute for family when you've got nobody else, which is something that I'll talk to you about as soon as I can, because I don't have the perfect family, far, far from it. But I don't really care anymore because I'm getting to the age now where I think, yeah, you go do you. I'm happy with that. As long as you're happy, just do your own thing. Anyway, I'll speak to you tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for listening. And I do love you all. Cheerio.